Good evening, Warriors and Warrior families. Thank you so much for coming. You get extra credit for coming and being here a little bit before the sessions begin in the classrooms. But I want to point out that you are behaving exactly like your children and not coming down to the front. You kind of all filled to the back, which is fine. I'll tell you a little secret inside baseball. The teachers do exactly the same things when we have staff meetings. These seats with the teachers always open. So if they ever give you a hard time, kids, for not sitting in the front row, just know that they do it too. Okay. So I am Dr. Eileen McMahon. I'm the principal. I'm sure I met and saw some of you, many of you, I hope, in our spring festivities, but we're back here again, especially to help you understand some things that we have to offer for our first-time parents, right? Our parents who are first time through as warriors. And you're fine if you're not even a first-time warrior. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll be informational and helpful for you anyway. So I have some terrific staff members on my team, some fellow leaders, great people. They're here tonight with me. And then Mr. Perilli, who is not going to be up here with us, is going to be on the mic, announcing the start of our sessions. So Ms. Christina Ramirez is right here. She's our Associate Principal for Student and Family Services. We're going to talk about Student and Family Services some tonight, so now you know who she is and what department she's going to be leading. Mr. John Aldworth is our Director of Fun. He is our Associate Principal for Student Experiences. So activities, the big assembly tomorrow, that'll be your kids' first Warrior Assembly, which is fantastic. The big assembly tomorrow, activities, dances, but also the day-to-day things that we expect kids to experience in all of their spaces. So things about connection and belonging, those will be things that Mr. Aldworth will talk about. So I just wanted you to see who they were. And I'll tell you a little bit about tonight's agenda. We have a little phrase, a catchphrase, that we talk about amongst ourselves, and we keep as like a way to stay focused on the central, most important parts of our work. We say we want the main benchmark for how we're doing to be safe, connected, and purposeful. So different members of our team tonight, and now here's Dr. Rachel Abel. She is our Associate Principal for Teaching and Learning. So she'll be talking about all things instructional, everything in the classroom, everything that supports teachers in the classroom. Dr. Abel usually has her hands on it somehow. So safe, some belonging in our classroom routines. We think that kids can't learn if they're not feeling safe, physically, psychologically, emotionally, socially. And we have some things that we want our teachers to do, we expect them to do, to build those feelings and help make those connections. We're also going to talk about where students can go for help. We have so many support resources here. It's one of the things we're proud of and we work really hard on. And we want to make sure that you know what they are and how to find them. And then finally, I was going to go back. Sorry, my bad. Connected. So all of the things that help a student connect to school. Students who connect to school are usually, they do better academically, they do better socially, they do better personally because they have resilience, they have social ties, it helps their emotional ability to regulate. It is better for kids all the way around, so we really do make a concerted effort to get kids connected. So activities, fine arts, athletics, the Student Voice Committee, Mr. Allworth will talk a little bit about that. That's how we get kids' input and how we run things and decisions we make in the school. Greeting students at the door is something that we'll talk about. You walk up and down our hallways during a passing period and every teacher will be outside the door greeting kids by name, they're still learning the names, and saying hello, and that sets the tone and makes sure that kids know that they're welcome. And connecting families with school, like how you can find what you need from home by calling, whatever. So safe, connected, and purposeful. We're going to talk a little bit about our College and Career Resource Center. It might seem strange that I'm bringing that up in a meeting for freshman students, but we start from day one, making sure that kids are on the journey of discovering for themselves what they think a meaningful life will look like, and then planning out how we can help them get it. And kids will look at me like this. Kids will look at me like, how are you talking to me about would you please just let me be a freshman? We do want you to just be a freshman. We want you to be in high school. We want you to love high school. We want you to enjoy it. And we want you to tune into and be self-aware. These are the things I like and I'm good at, and I think I could do more of this. And if you start that process when you're a freshman, you'll make better, more informed decisions as you go. So we embed that kind of conversation and programming into the things that we do starting day one. We will talk about the fun stuff like attendance and traffic and parking. We have our assistant principals who are in charge of those things. They're here tonight. They're downstairs in the Student and Family Services office. And then we have counselors, psychologists, and social workers, and all sorts of other service providers depending on what students need. So we think we have a terrific network. We're always looking to make it better. We're always examining how we're doing and looking to improve. And I'm going to let the experts tell you more about what the specific things are that they do. So I am going to turn it over to John, first of all. Mr. Aldworth.
Thanks, Dr. McMahon. So first talking about some safety. When we talk about safety, there's a couple things that we want to talk about. First and foremost is your students. We want your students to be safe here in the building. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, we want them to feel safe. And that means that when they come into the building, they feel good, they can be their authentic selves, right? We want everybody to be their authentic self and be supported when they're in this building. That helps them feel safe. In addition to that safety, we also have, we talk a lot about the physical safety in our building. Many of you couldn't get in earlier because the doors were locked. That's part of our safety, and we have security all over the building. All the adults who come into the building, all the adults who work here wear an ID, and visitors who come in have to get screened in, and then they get a visitor badge. So we make sure that we are aware of every adult who's in the building at any time. Additionally, students, your students may have mentioned this, they're scanning their IDs when they arrive. Your freshmen were fantastic. This year, we didn't hand out physical IDs. They'll be getting them Wednesday, but we didn't hand out physical IDs. They all had to learn how to use the Infinite Campus app and use their IDs on their phones. They did a great job with that, but they'll be getting their physical IDs on Wednesday. We're working on improving directions and supervision around traffic and parking. The assistant principals downstairs will talk about that. We're not going to talk too much about the driving and parking because your students don't drive yet. They will before you know it. But as you are dropping them off, if you have any questions about that, or you can talk to the assistant principals in the student and services area as well. And every year we increase our camera coverage and our monitoring to ensure that, again, all areas of the building are as safe as can be so that your students can relax, focus on the things they need to focus on, connecting with their teachers, connecting with other students, and feeling a sense of belonging when they're in here so that they're able to learn and be their best selves. One thing we do, we want all parents to know about, we have an anonymous alert system. It's on the website, and it is monitored pretty regularly. In the event of an immediate emergency, please do not use this. We ask you please use 911, which is, we can get staff to our building immediately if we were to need that. But if you hear something, or if there's something going on in your student, or you feel like an administrator should know about it, but it's not an immediate concern, the anonymous alert is a great way to do that. We do monitor it, but it doesn't like necessarily trigger any kind of alert. We monitor it, but it's not immediate. It's certainly within 12 hours or so. So if you have a concern, you can use the anonymous alert system. All right, when we talk about connected, we want our students to feel connected. And as you walked in, one way we do that, all of our freshmen were connected with a Link Crew leader, probably 3 or 4 Link Crew leaders at their opening event, which about 2.5 weeks ago. There's our picture of our Link Crew leaders. And we want every student to feel that they have people in this place who care about me and whom they care about. And our Link Crew leaders are those people. 2 years ago, they were freshmen. This year, we had 190 Link Crew leaders who showed up, spent 2 days here in the summer getting trained so that they could be that person for your freshmen. We have amazing students here, and we have so many of them who want to give back and connect with other students. So we're really excited that we have this opportunity. And in 2 years, your freshmen may, who will be a junior at that point, would want to do this. They can. All right, so in addition to being connected, we talk a little bit about being a warrior and what a warrior means. Our WMTH staff put together this amazing video. It's a couple years old, but the themes certainly still ring true. So we're just going to have you sit back, enjoy the loud music courtesy of Peter, and just watch and see what is a warrior. So you noticed I definitely need a new video because there's a lot of masks in there. I want to make sure we get one without all the masks so we can see all the kids' faces. One thing that you may have noticed, and I'll just share this with you, tomorrow is Gold Rush. It's our first kind of assembly. It's our first big dress-up day for the year. And some of your students might be coming home thinking like, I don't know if I'm going to dress up. I encourage everyone to wear gold. We gave every freshman a t-shirt just last week, so they all have a gold t-shirt, says Gold Rush. If they didn't get one, come to the main office, we have more. But it's part of how we kind of build community. Everyone, if they're wondering if someone's going to wear that, everyone will be wearing that tomorrow. So please assure them that they will not be out of place if they're dressed in school spirit in gold. That's what we do here at West. And if you want your student to connect, we have 3 pretty easy ways that students can connect. Our West Side fan section is open to everybody. It's our spirit section, led by some seniors who have gone through 4 years, and they really want to ensure that everybody feels they're a part of our cheer section. They're a part of the spirit that we have here at West. We also have student voice and class council that meet every Wednesday at 7:45 in the morning. If you recall student council from your days in school, student council used to be what would run everything, and we've added student voice in there. We've taken away the elections, the popularity contest that used to be student council, and now it's open to everybody who wants to come in and share their voice to make decisions about what happens here in the building. So it's open to everybody every 7:45 Wednesday morning, and we invite all of your students to come to that. And lastly, we had an activities fair just yesterday where all of our activities were represented by students. So your student may have come home and said, oh, I signed up for this, I signed up for that. We're going to continue to advertise those clubs. Almost all of them are open to everybody, and we really want people to get connected and feel that sense of connection when they're here. Because if students are in clubs, they have such a better experience at school. They score better, they get better grades, they run faster, they have whiter teeth, they drive faster cars. The world is a better place if you're involved in activities, so we want that for everyone who's here. And if they need something, they can come and see me. Every year there's a dozen students who come to me and they say, hey, I have an idea for a club, and we make that happen. So if we're not meeting your students' needs, please have them come and see me and we'll find a way to do that. All right, and now I will turn it over to Christina Ramirez. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm excited to see all of you in person. I think you get a zillion emails from me all summer, and I hope you had a good start to the year. I did want to let you all know how wonderful your children are. They have been fantastic. In Student Family Services, we've been commenting how fun it is to have them all in the building and what wonderful questions they ask. They've been stopping by our offices and asking very relevant questions and trying to get to know their counselors and navigate their way. Wanted to let you know of a couple ways that we can help. Student Family Services not only just does scheduling, but we also provide support in a variety of ways for students, academic as well as social emotional. On our website, you'll find the parent dashboard, which many of you have found already because you were able to get on Infinite Campus. So thank you, because all of you actually registered for school. If you click on the thumbnail highlighted here that you'll see, you'll be able to get a comprehensive list of supports. It'll look like this. Hang on, there we go. It says, where do I go for? All of those are live active links that go to specific supports and alert someone that you may need support for your child. We have health concerns. I don't know how many of you have availed yourself of using our new school-based health center. Yes, I'm very excited. We have them here in the building 2 days a week. We have a doctor, we have a nurse practitioner, and we also have a therapist here in the building to support our students. So if you've given your permission, your student can see a doctor if they're not feeling well, or can also receive other medical services. We also have social emotional help. We provide academic support, general counselor questions. I want to change a course, which actually starts on Tuesday. If your son or daughter has come in and said, I don't want to take that class anymore, the process starts on Tuesday. They should see their counselor. And then we have technology, college and certificate support, and other supports available through this infographic. I wanted to introduce to you, they're downstairs in the CCRC. They're actually meeting with seniors as we speak. They opened up early to provide support to our seniors. And yes, it is a little early to start thinking, but many of you are. Many of you have questions about what's coming next. What is it like to look for a college? What am I thinking about? What does my child want to do? Our first step this year is to provide your child with an opportunity to explore all the opportunities we have academic and socially. But if you have some more questions, Ms. Adams is our post-secondary counselor. She services the entire building, and you may also have her as a counselor. And on the other side, you have Ms. Nelson. She is our career specialist. So she can help if your child is interested in pursuing a career or also pursuing some sort of certificate or also a trade. That's who you'd want to talk to. We're also talking about being purposeful. And sometimes it's really, really hard at 14 to determine your purpose, right? Sometimes it's hard at 55, which is me, right? But that is what drives us as a person when we discover who we are, what we want to do, and what our passions are. So our job is to help your child find those through activities, through academic opportunities, and through athletics. All of our spaces are designed to support your child in finding their purpose. I'm going to switch over to Dr. Rachel Abel, who's going to talk to you about the first 15.
Hello. So I feel like we just talked about being safe, connected, and purposeful in other spaces outside the classroom. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what your students are really feeling every day when they're going through all of their classes. They have 4 classes a day, right? And then they're switching to another set of 4 classes every other day during our schedule. So in order to really get them ready for the learning that they're going to be doing in those classes and to also feel safe, connected, and purposeful, it has been very important that we have really stressed with our teachers. So a majority of our teachers are really, really connected with our first 15. Many of you who are students out there might have heard the first 15, and you've definitely heard the Ready to Learn protocol. So the first thing we've already talked about, which is we greet our students by name in the hallway. If you walk down our hallways, A, B, C, D, E, G wing, you see teachers in the hallway greeting students by name, welcoming them into the classroom. Number 2, getting ready to learn. Our cell phones are in pockets, our earbuds are away, and our students are starting to get ready to be connected to the learning that's going to happen. And the third thing that we really, really love to make sure that our teachers are doing is that they're igniting the attention of our students in a way to get them ready for the type of learning that they're going to be doing in class during that day, so that their brains are ready to really attack the learning, challenge themselves, be critical thinkers, and really be ready for that type of learning. And that can vary depending on the class. It can really, really get them ready in terms of getting that brain connected and feeling like they see this all across our building. So when they're going through this routine in their Spanish class, in their math class, in their English class, in their health and wellness class, in their fine arts classes, they're really understanding the expectations of our building, and their brains are then also ready to learn. So it's really important that our students are connected to this, and our teachers are as well. And you can see that everyone, when we're greeting our students by name, that's the safe part. They're connected when they're getting ready to learn, and they're disconnecting from some digital devices, and they're being purposeful by igniting their attention to the learning in the classroom. So I am available at any time if anybody ever has any questions about classroom and things that are happening in the classes, but I would also really encourage that the first person you would connect with is the classroom teacher, and we have department chairs that represent each and every department in this building. And they are wonderful, and they are ready to connect with you. So thank you very much for being here, and welcome to our building. I'm handing it over to Dr. McMahon to close it out.
All right, thank you. Can you move the slide one? So thank you. Just to recap, you heard about SAFE, you heard about connected, you heard about purposeful. I just want to welcome again and say thank you for coming tonight. The people that you're going to meet in the next hour or two in your classrooms and in your support spaces are such dedicated and expert and hardworking people. And we're all partners for the next 4 years. We're all partners. So I know that they're thrilled to see you, just like we're thrilled to see you. We know that we will also have open below. You can meet our college and career counselors. They're down there. We have staff and student and family services to help with any Infinite Campus or tech support issues, any assistant, well, you won't have traffic or parking issues, but the assistant principals are there. There's opportunities for you to see what resources we have for social and emotional support. The bookstore is open, so you could buy an athletic pass. You can get PE uniforms, locks, venture cards for PACE buses. And then our boosters are here, our athletics boosters and our fine arts boosters, and I saw a lot of really cool sweatshirts. So I hope you'll consider ways in which you can start representing as a Maine West Warrior, and we hope you have a fantastic evening. So thank you. Enjoy your time with our staff. They're wonderful. Thank you. Right about perfect timing. So if you head out, you'll be able to start making your way to classes. I was worried for a second, but we got it.